Well, hey there. Welcome back to Satisfactory for Dummies. I'm your head dummy, Joe Mama, and I am looking out over all we have built. Up here on our watchtower, looking out over everything we've built. It's hard to believe that it started out as nothing. If you look way off in the distance there, you can kind of... Oh, let's go to the photo mode. Yeah, if you hit P, you get this thing right here called photo mode, and then you can use your mouse wheel to kind of scroll inward. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so you can look and see we've actually, I've taken the liberty of building some extra concrete production because concrete goes really slow. Concrete gets built really slow. So I figured why not go out, venture out a bit and build that, and just so we can get to this next important step, and which is the whole reason I built this watchtower. So one thing we have been able to do that I have not done yet is the building of the space elevator. So let's go ahead and do this. And look at this big ass thing. Okay, so this thing is exactly what it purports itself to be. It is an elevator going up to space. Watch this thing get built. I love the animation as this thing activates. And watch this. Look up there, you can see the components coming from orbit. Space elevators. The concept of a space elevator is so freaking crazy to me. All right, come on down. Come on down. So I guess we're to believe that in theory that attaches to a space station or some facility in orbit. Right? And there's the vehicle that's going to take everything up there. Anything we put in the space elevator. Okay, are we going to get something from Cortana to tell us, what we need to do? I guess not. Thought we'd get a narrative there. Well, let me tell you then. So this thing is going to give us another to-do list. Like, look over there. Objective, complete phase 1. You see those little, up in the upper left, do you see those things that are now added to our, right above our milestones? That's a custom object. I say custom, but it's a special object that we don't use for anything else but for space elevator projects. So what we need to do to complete phase 1 is build those. We've got to figure out how to build them, and then we build them. So interesting, a space elevator. I'd love to know the physics behind it. I mean, you got to realize if it's in geosynchronous orbit, if the facility's in geosynchronous orbit, so if we're here on Earth, geosynchronous orbit is about 22,500 miles above the surface. So that means that that vehicle right there would have to travel at, even if it traveled 22,000 miles an hour, it would still take it an hour to get where it's going. And even if it flew at the speed of the Blackbird, faster than the speed of the Blackbird, SR-71, that's 10 hours to get to where it's going. That seems crazy to me, but whatever. It's science fiction. We love it, so we're not going to question it. Bad science guy. So anyway, we built the space elevator. Let's get going and talk about it. Here's the interface ports. There's actually, just for gits and shiggles, there is actually a place, a little panel over here, the space elevator, but it's just not, it's in a very inconvenient place. All right, so let's roll over there. Smart plating, project part 1, ship with the space elevator to complete phases of the project assembly. So the first thing we would need to do is figure out how to make these plates, and right now we don't know how to make them. So we're going to leave that alone for now, but we've built the space elevator. This is going to be important to our progress throughout the game. Notice that we have a lot of check marks in our upper right because we've reached our milestone to send this freighter topside. Let's go ahead and do that. And this is going to open up the resource sink bonus program.
Milestone reached. You have been given early access to the Anti-Waste Effort for Stress Testing of Materials on Exoplanets bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards.
I didn't realize that was an abbreviation, an
Examples of
acronym.
bonus content are parts, walls, factory attachments, and cosmetics. Fix-It is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future.
Okay.
Go
So-
that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Okay, so what this does, it's very cool. Now, if we go to Q and go to Special, then we have the Awesome Sink and the Awesome Shop. Now, the Awesome Sink requires 30 megawatts in order to operate, so we're not going to operate it right just yet, but we can use the Awesome Sink. It says, got excess resources? Fear not, for Fix-It does not waste. The newly developed Awesome Sink turns any useful part straight into research data as fast as you can supply it. Participating pioneers will be compensated with coupons to be spent at the Awesome Shop. Okay, I would like to get this thing going so I can at least show you what it's all about. It's pretty cool. So if we've got things like let's take a walk here. You know what? Let's give the tour. Because right now, we can't pick the new project, can we? All right, so let's go take a little walk. This crate, this container is basically full of copper ingots. And so what happens is, this smelter here, let's take a look. This is a very important figure. If you look over here, okay, right here to the lower right here, you see this little bar graph symbol. It says 76%. What that's saying is, it's being utilized 76% of the time. So it's sitting idle for 25% of the time. And all those times that it's sitting idle, that means that that stuff has backed up. All this stuff is backed up. Okay? It can't go anywhere. It's backed up. So what you could do, if you don't mind this thing working all the time, okay, if you can spare the power, set up an Awesome Sink. And what this Awesome Sink will do, you can see it's got like this big grinder on the front. It's just kind of neat animation there. But what that does is that allows you, you know what? Screw it. Let's get this puppy set up. Let's get this puppy set up. We got the materials. Let's do it. Okay. So is this a splitter or is this a? This is a merger, isn't it? Yeah, this is a merger, so it's not a splitter. What we could do is we could take, that's a splitter right there. We could take the excess, as when this thing starts to back up, this, we could have a splitter that takes items and sends it to the Awesome Sink. And the Awesome Sink, which has no power right now, will collect all the excess stuff and consume it and turn it into tickets. And those tickets, can we build the Awesome Shop? No, we can't. We need a whole crap ton of screws. All right. And then we can actually use the tickets, kind of like Chuck E. Cheese type tickets, and we can use them to buy special accessories. And you know what? I would really like to show you that. Let's do something. Oh, I'd also like to show you something else that we've done. I did off camera here. Now, meanwhile, we've got biomass being created from leaves and wood, and it's being collected over here in this container. So let's collect these biofuel. I think the proper term for those is biofuel, not biomass. Biomass gets turned into biofuel. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, and I've set up 2 extra power plants here. So that way we can just simply, you know, fire one up. If I just fire one of these up right now, there, that's going. And now let me top these off too, the other 3. So I want to show you something. Look at this right here. Before I fired up this 4th plant, we were sitting at 89 max consumption. So we had a total load of 89 megawatts on the system, and we only have a capacity of 90. So we only had a wiggle room of 1 megawatt. So we were getting close there. Needed to get that second one, or that 4th one, up and running. Now, let's go ahead. I'd like to actually throw power onto this thing. Right? Oh, can't do that because okay. do this. Put this right there. And we'll hook it up to the awesome sink. Oh, and you know what? I'm out of wire. I'm out of cable, aren't I? Yes, out of cable, but I did a thing. Okay, here's a point that if you're familiar with Factorio, I think I've said this before, never miss the opportunity to automate production of stuff. And I've actually set up an extra set of constructors here with the purpose of making wire and turning that wire into cable, because we're going to use a crap ton of cable. So might as well have this. Oh, you can use the belts to get around, by the way, the conveyor belts. Never miss an opportunity to set up automated production of stuff, because you're going to use so much cable. So might as well, if you can spare the energy, have cable being made, even if it's a trickle. You know what? Even if it's a trickle, you'll be off doing other things that, so much so that that little trickle is going to add up over time. So use it. Okay, so let's fire that sucker up. And now we're going to be right at, what, 119 megawatts? That's crazy. Okay. Let's do a thing. Logistics. Splitter. We're going to temporarily set up a splitter. I think that'll do it. Right there. Okay, come on. Alright, will that work? Okay. We'll put one over there, and then one belt. Am I gonna run out of... No way. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to send some of the ingots into the awesome shop and watch how this sucker works. Okay. And we're going to get a coupon. Speaking of which, while that does its thing, let's go make some screws and other components so we can build the awesome shop. Really want to show you this. Okay, that's 200 screws. All right. How much for the awesome shop? Okay, good. We can build the awesome shop. Oh, see, it doesn't look like much, you know? But let's put it right there. Awesome. Okay, so you can open it up and you can start to see some of the stuff that's available. Street lights. Now, it's not available because right now because we can't actually pay for it. Floodlights, control panel for the lights, and then this is a very important one here, management. So these, like this conveyor lift floor holes, ceiling mounts, wall mounts, power. So you can actually, instead of having poles, you can use these power outlets right here, these wall power outlets. They'll attach to the wall automatically. These floor holes are awesome. Foundations, the different kinds of foundations you can order. Walls, you can build walls. Windows, architecture. Oh yeah, you can do railings. So when you build these huge platforms using foundations up in the air, you can have these safety railings around to keep you from falling. Stairwells, ladders. What else? Customizer. I haven't actually used these, but you can make smooth concrete. There are some people, oh yeah, arrow patterns, you can get numbers, different things to paint on the foundations. It's pretty freaking awesome. What else? Okay, so these special statues and whatnot, special music, it's really cool. Then these little statuette things. I'm looking for the golden nut in one of my games. I haven't actually gotten that thing yet, but it takes 1,000 tickets. And tickets, like, they climb the amount of credits it takes to get a ticket, the amount of things you have to feed the awesome shot, the amount of things you have to feed the awesome sink is absolutely freaking huge. It climbs with each ticket that you take. So you buy a ticket now, it might be very cheap, but by the time you get your 1,000th ticket, it's just going to take millions and tens of millions of points. It's basically the cost of every ticket goes up with each ticket. Anybody play Grand Theft Auto online? Did you ever notice how to get level 1, 2, 3, 4 is pretty easy, but to go from level 67 to 68, it takes a whole crap ton of grinding? Yeah. So it's kind of the same way. Same with these tickets. Like right now, 1,000 points is going to get us the ticket. Now also notice that these ingots, they're not overly complicated parts. And they only give us, and because they're not complicated, they only cost us 6 points per ingot. But if we use more complicated parts like spools of wire or even more complicated parts than that, we'll get more points per item. So keep that in mind. Part assembly. Okay, here we go. We need these smart plates, right? So we have to unlock the ability to make these smart plates in order to start feeding the space elevator. So let's go ahead. We'll select that milestone right now. So we're going to need 200 wire. Oh, and as it happens, I've got that right here. 500 screws. I think we can get it. 300 iron plates. Yep, we can do that right now. So let's go ahead and do the screws. Actually, let's go ahead and get the iron rods, and then let's do the screws. All right, that's all to do it. Boom, boom, boom.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated.
Okay.
Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
Oh, okay, so we can't produce them from the workbench. I always forget that. All right, so let's take a look. So the way we can figure this out is by... Okay, so now we can, with this assembler here, we can actually produce items that require more than one ingredient. You see that? The assembler? We can start putting things together that require multiple ingredients. Okay, so smart plating. We need to make 50 of these bad boys, but in order to make them, we need reinforced iron plates and rotors. I think that's what those are. And one of each combined to create these smart plates. All right, let's take a look at the awesome sink before I cut off copper going to it. We have a ticket. You know what? Let's take the freaking ticket. So what we do is we print the coupon. Okay, then we take it. It resets back to 0. And by the way, if we have a dozen awesome sinks set up throughout the game, we could set up a dozen of these awesome sinks around the game, around our map, and we can print out all the tickets from 1. All we need to do is go up to 1, and all the work that they've done, which does accumulate, it is additive, it accumulates, they all work together, and you can print basically the tickets. You don't have to go to every awesome sink. You can print all the tickets from one site. Okay, so we've got one ticket, and there's one thing I would like to get. So if we go here, let's go to management. I would like to get these conveyor lift floor holes now. The ceiling mount we can get later, but I would like to get these floor holes, and ultimately I'd like to get these wall power outlets. So let's get those, add it to the cart, and go to cart, check out, buy them all. And then, okay, under buildings, let's go to logistics, and now we have it, conveyor lift floor hole. So now we can make these vertical lifts that come up through the floor. That's pretty cool. So we have it available to us now. Now, let's cut off the awesome sink. There. Okay, let the rest of the copper go in there, then we'll tear this down. Oh, let's check out the MAM. Let's see if there's anything we can do with the MAM. Quartz. Oh, I think I found some quartz. I was doing a little bit of exploring and found some quartz. And this will open up 11 pieces, perfect. Also, I killed a plasma spitter while I was out and about. I had no choice but to kill it, so sorry I didn't do that on camera. Boom. Let's research and see what it gives us. Okay, confirm. All right, what does this allow us to do? We need more quartz so we can unlock quartz crystals, but we need a whole bunch more quartz. Okay, quartz crystals are going to be important later. Bacon, agaric? Is it actually called? It does. It looks like bacon. Basically, it's a mushroom. It looks like little strips of bacon. If we can find it, we can unlock this. Oh no, we can unlock that already. We just don't have steel. All right. What is this? Alien protein. Okay. Okay, got it. Plasma spitter remains. Got that. Okay, let's see if we can use those to make protein. Just the one, huh? Okay. Whatever. Alien organisms. I've got plasma spitters. Okay, we can make protein out of that. Start the research. Okay. All right. Is there anything else we can research? Maybe we can pick the new path. We can pick the new milestone. Jump pads. No. Logistics Mark II. Abso-frickin-lutely. Let's do that. Faster conveyor belts, and we get the stackable conveyor pole. Oh yeah. We definitely want this. Select that. Okay, next. Let's refuel the power plants. Okay, so you want to see a little bit of Satisfactory incongruity, a little bit of Satisfactory weirdness. So these containers are huge, but they only have 24 slots. Now look how much bigger this container is to these little personal chests, to this personal storage box. See? But if you open the personal storage box, it has 25 slots, one extra. Now, having spent time in the military, I can tell you that you can hold a whole lot more stuff in your foot locker than you can on your person. But look at your own inventory. You have 27 plus 6. So what's that? 33 slots. So, and you can hold the same items. So, yeah, you can hold more on your person than you can in the foot locker, and you can hold more in the foot locker than you can in this big ass container. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out. Okay, so I'd like to field a question. Somebody asked me if I indeed use these little pole and jumper arrangements for power in my late game saves, and asked me, well, aren't switches available? And yes, switches actually are available at the MAM. Just a basic on-off switch. You know, power comes in, power goes back out, and you can flip the switch. And it's a whole lot simpler and neater than using these poles with jumpers. Yes, they're available. Plus, there's actually something called smart switches or priority switches that will actually detect that power is getting close, and it will start to shed the load based on the priority. Like low priority loads will get shed first, and then high priority loads will stay connected until the absolute last minute. So yeah, it's very cool. The switches are there, and yes, I use them. They're very cool. It's just that, you know, you're going to run into the need to manage your power before you actually have access to the switches. So for now, we use those. But over time, I think it's Caterium. There's an element called Caterium. When we find that, it opens up a new branch on the MAM, and then we can actually start to get other items like switches. So that's very cool. All right, let's do a little bit of exploration. So first, let's go. Oh, we got a new item we can search for, quartz. Well, let's see how far away quartz is. I think it's actually going to be quite a ways away. Like up, like this lake right here. I think there's actually some quartz around this lake, if I remember correctly. Oh, okay, some up there, got it. Okay, yep, and some past this lake. Okay, got it. Well, let's go take a look. Let's go look around. And maybe we'll find other critters and kill them. Ooh, let's actually grab some food. There we go. Okay, I would like to search up in this direction, up toward the northwest, honestly, because I know there's coal up in this area, and I'd like to get close to it. Yep, there we go. Come and get me. Come and get me. Come on. Yeah, he's bigger. There, he's dead. All right, we'll take it. Look at these crazy birds. Look at these things. Oh, and look, the space elevator, you can see it from just about everywhere. And now that you built the space elevator, you can see it's actually marked on the map now. It's marked on your compass. Okay, so I've just found out that OBS failed to record for a while. And I went back and looked to see how far, and it turns out what was still out in the fields. And I have since it stopped recording, which I didn't realize, I think it was somewhere down here. And then I explored all this area up in here, found this hidden lake, and around the lake there's some coal. I knew this already, but had to kill some plasma spitters to do it, and I was hoping to get that on, you know, camera, film, show you how to kill them, but all I can tell you is that I've got the remains right here, and also the power slugs. I've picked up a couple of power slugs, and the power slugs, and in this game they can be used to overclock or underclock your factories. So yeah, it's a good thing to have. So anyway, I collected a couple of those, collected some hog remains, collected some spitter remains. So we've got some great stuff here, and I'm thinking we're going to take this all back to our base. So I'm letting this remotely stationed power plant, though, power these 2 mining machines, and there's more coal over there, which I guess I could set that up if I really wanted, but I just wanted to set up some coal production here. Okay, I need explosives to get at this thing, so I can't get at that yet. And do I have another mining machine? No, I don't. I have enough to make a portable mining machine, which is what we need. And also, don't be afraid to set up your equipment benches, your crafting benches out in the middle of nowhere temporarily. You can tear them down with no loss. All right, so put the mining machine there. Put up some power. Grab these nuts. I mean, by stretching this conveyor across there, I don't just want to cut that off like that. I kind of wanted to elevate it. I mean, I think we can. Using this, doesn't that? Yep, that elevates it a little bit. We could do that if we really wanted. Okay, now I set up this merger over here. Ah, crap. Let me open up and do something here. Reroute the belts. Okay, and then this one. All right, well, that's hooked up. And now let's get the power out to the mining machine. There. And then how's that doing? Let's go ahead and top that off. And that's only, yeah, what is that, 15? Yeah, because mining machines are not expensive. All right. All right, so we should start to see coal coming down this belt. Yep, there it is. We can see it there. There we go. There's our coal. Okay, so this is going to be this container right here. Okay, so with that in mind, this container right here is going to be collecting coal for us. I'm going to go ahead and grab a bunch of it now. Oh, also, I wonder, how much slower will it burn if we put this stuff in it instead? No, it doesn't work. You got to put biomass in it, right? Okay. So we're going to grab some coal. We might be able to use it for research. But we got a whole bunch of stuff here. This is good. We'll leave these benches here because we're going to have a bunch of work to do here later on. But let us take what we've learned and go home. Oh, and don't be afraid to clean up your mess. Just because you have used foundations and whatnot to get around the map, don't think you can't go back and pick them up. You know what I mean? Oh, there it is. There. Cool. We got it. The bacon agaric. The little mushroom thing. We got it. Yeah, it's a mushroom. In this game, you can actually find them. I find a lot of them kind of clinging near cliff faces. I always see them near cliff faces. And later on, as we venture into other biomes, they'll be a little more plentiful. Gotcha. Okay, power slug. Let's go get a power slug. You can see it right there. Come on. There. Take your hog remains. And like I said, these things will help you with overclocking components of your factory. Let's do this. There we go. Just a quick way to get up and down. Oh, we're still good. We're still good. That's awesome. Nice to know these things have been working hard for us while we've been gone. Okay, let's go to the MAM for a second and see if there's anything we can research. Actually, let's also look and see if there's anything we can put toward our milestone here. Okay, concrete, yes. Steel rods, yes. And steel plates, yes. But we need to make some reinforced iron plates for that. Alright, let's go to the MAM. Alien organisms. So we've got... we already got the spitter remains, didn't we? Alright. What do we need? We need to make this alien protein. We can do that. Research. Boom. Alright, so what can we do here? Structural analysis, cost. Okay, what does that give us? Structural analysis. What does that actually give us? Don't know. Alright, we got some different things we can do. Oh, hey, we can research that. That's more inventory slots. But we need wire. Or cable. Let's go get the cable. I know where that's at. Yep. Did it say 500 or 1,000? I want to say it said 1,000. Yeah, 1,000. Okay. Now we can research it. What's the next one on the list? Okay, we need steel for that. What do we got? Hostile organism detection. Nope, don't need that yet. Can't do that yet. These are some other critters that we'll find, but we don't have any to look for just yet. Okay, so we have found a power slug. And this will allow us to create a power shard, which we can use to overclock our stuff. Right, there we go. Overclocking. But we need to make a power shard in order to open that option up. So we need to come over here. One power shard, because we happen to have a power slug. Now let's open up overclocking as an option. Okay. So don't be afraid to visit the MAM once in a while. You might realize that some stuff has opened up for you. Alright, we got that. Right, we did that, right? Yeah, checked it off. We don't... Yellow power slugs. Okay, we found a blue power slug. Yellow ones are out there, and actually so are purple, I believe. Okay, scannable object powers. Okay, so we can find those, but we need more screws. We need steel or iron rods and screws, both of which we can get. Let's make that happen. Okay, boom, start research. Please choose a new node. Okay, we'd have to find a yellow slug to make that one happen. We don't have that. Okay, quartz. Anything we can do with quartz? No. Alien organisms? No. Okay, so basically, oh, nutrients. Yes, we can, because we found one of these. Alright. Did that. We don't have steel, so we're pretty much stymied there. Okay, now the thing to keep in mind, you put the power shards here. If we put a power shard in there, it will actually increase the power consumption of our equipment. So before we test it, let's actually get one more generator online. Have I got 4 of them going? Do I? Oh, I guess I do. I thought I only had the 3. Oh, look at that. Almost out. Okay. Okay, so we have 4 of them going. So if I were to set this thing to go a little bit faster, pop our power shard in, we can overclock it to 150%, but now look at the power production. The power consumption goes up to 6.8 megawatts. Okay. We could add more power shards in there to increase it, but that's not going to help us right now. We don't have one. That's why. Okay, so I think that will about do it for today. We got a lot covered. Got the space elevator built, talked about that, and we talked about power, increased our power. Also, we discussed the use of the awesome sink. We discussed the use of automation whenever possible. If you've got the room, automate it, because whatever you're doing, these things will be being produced in the background, and when it comes time to build things in hand and fill out the requirements of your milestones, of the space elevator milestones or the MAM, these things will be produced already and waiting for you. You can just grab them if you think properly ahead. So pretty awesome there. Okay, but I should warn you, before the next episode comes out, I have to send my computer in for repairs, so it's going to be a couple weeks. Yeah, the cooling fans are not working right now. It's probably smoking hot, and I need to check on that. But anyway, yeah, the Dell, they fixed one fan, but then 2 more failed. It's got 4 fans on it, so yeah, there's that. Anyway, so hopefully that all makes sense. Maybe I'll get some more done if I have time in between getting this edited and getting the computer mailed off, because once the computer mailed off, I can't do any editing. So there's that little complication as well. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all in the next one. Ciao.